sun begins to set and close out the day, and the moon begins to rise. It says hello as the sun says goodbye. The birds ride the wind and know where they're to go. They're just cruising by, singing a song or two for you and I. The ocean meets the sand and whispers to it too, come dance with me and lose yourself deep in the sea. Oh, the world, it works so beautifully together. Oh, the world, it seems in harmony. Why can't you and I live together in harmony? The butterfly emerges from deep within the cocoon. It was hiding for a while, getting ready to show its beauty and change. The winds begin to blow and dance with the trees and twirl the leaves around as they dance in the sunlight. The rain, it begins to fall and everything washes off, all shiny and new, just like me and you. We were once born, the world is there together as one. The world is there together in harmony. Why can't we live together and understand who we are? Why do wars make us better when we feel like we are hurt? Why can't we love one another and give it all a chance to dance? The world, it flows so beautifully. It dances with the planets and the stars light the way, and the universe says, you are one with me. Why can't we learn to live together as one? Why can't we learn to love everyone? Oh, the world is in harmony if we follow the sun and moon and stars in the universe and dance as one. Why can't we live together in harmony? Yes, indeed, we are broadcasting on our Sunday Funday, right here at, well, we're at the house. And we are doing our best to bridge the gap between all of us and this, well, interesting pandemic. Together, we are doing everything we can to navigate life's bumps and changes. And we're not quite sure how we're going to do that, but we're doing our best, aren't we? So let's take a look at what we've got going on. Let's take a look at how we're going to make a difference in our own lives and what's coming up next. Because we're in the dark moon phase. The new moon hasn't come yet. Full moon has disappeared and just waned into nothing. And we're in the void. And that's when a lot of stuff goes on, everybody. But in the darkness, we will find the light. In the darkness, we will see our own inner aspects that need adjustments. And in the darkness, we can release our fears. What better time than to step away from darkness and things that no longer serve us than in this particular time, particularly since the astrological year just began. Well, thank God something just began, because a lot of us are thinking 2020, you did me wrong. So we don't want to be on the street corner singing a somebody done me wrong song, a 2020 what have you done to my life song. We want to take a good look at why we are where we are, individually and collectively. And sometimes in the darkness, we are faced with our fears. And what are your fears? Everything's being called to question. And everything that you thought, we'll put the little quotes in the air, was so important, it's really not, is it? Are you managing? Are you managing without going out on your Friday night drinks and your movies and your dinner? Now, of course, to our dear friends who are in the restaurant industry, the bar industry, and I have a lot of them, not cool. I get it. But we're learning that maybe we were too busy with distractions of life. And we are learning how to take a good look at ourselves and to integrate the aspects of life that seem to have gotten lost in our need to overachieve. You know, our parents and our grandparents, they lived a much simpler time. I remember sitting with my grandparents, and they had what they called the bungalow. It was this summer place that my grandfather actually built with his own hands. And it was in West Milford, New Jersey. And they lived in Fort Lee, New Jersey. So we used to take the ride to West Milford, New Jersey. And there's a beautiful lake there. And their house was not too far from the lake. We used to walk there. My grandmother never learned to drive, so we walked everywhere. My grandfather did drive, but he was the guy who used to fix everything. And so after dinner, my grandmother would bring fruit and nuts, and he would sit there and tinker. And they'd turn on this little television that they had in the enclosed porch that he had made, and they would sit there and really not do too much of anything except just be. My grandmother would be in the kitchen, washing the dishes, getting some things straightened up, and he'd be tinkering. And it was just such a simple way of being. Yet that place that I visited, he built with his own two hands. Not realizing the importance of that as a young girl, I just was like, wow, and that was it. But it was a simple time. And I truly remember how they would talk about different things that were going on in life, and just simple conversations, nothing ornate, nothing complicated. And then once it got a little dark, they would shut down the porch and they'd go into the little sitting room and just watch a little more TV. And my grandmother would crochet, sometimes do some needlepoint, and that was life. And I look back at the simplicity, and although we're so fortunate to have other choices now, And I wouldn't want to give the choices we have away. But when was the last time that you just sat and relaxed? You know, I had an opportunity to talk with a client yesterday, and she was saying that, you know, the family's all together, and instead of everyone, you know, at each other's throats, they're really getting closer, and they're spending a lot of time together. They're playing board games, Jenga, different puzzles, and they're bonding. Now, whether you live alone or you live with a family, or whether you're separated from your family, there's an opportunity first and foremost to bond with you, with your own self. And the journey unto itself is a journey that we're here for. The journey to that self that you are is part of the experience. And I think to a certain degree we've all been running. We've been too busy running from ourselves. Yeah, we are. And too busy being guarded and walled up. Too busy not really letting anyone in. Too busy just complicating things. And making assumptions of other people. Because we're not really letting them in. We just remember a feeling or a vibration that doesn't sit well with us, and we just push it all away and we just keep moving. We've become an disposable society and even treat people as if they're disposable. It's really what a lot of life has come to. And we don't appreciate some of the things that we have. And when something's not exactly the way we want, we've got to get the next best thing. Well, you'll find that some of the next best things may not be available. So I guess you're going to settle with what you have, right? It's just something to notice. It doesn't mean that the way we've been is either right or wrong. It's just this gives us an opportunity to see perhaps if there's a different way of being, a nicer way of being, a more grounded way of being, a less frivolous way of being. Maybe in the past you threw out food and we wasted. Maybe in the past you, well, didn't appreciate something in your life, and now you have an opportunity to appreciate it because maybe you can't really get it. I guess we all have an appreciation for toilet paper because really we can't get it. And that kind of strikes me as strange why it's that particular item of all things, but whatever. We are all learning to do without. And it's not that the universe and God want us to absorb the energy of lack and scarcity, because that's not created from God. That's a man-made concept. That's a man-made fear. That is an illusion. But the reason why God and the angels will shine a light upon this is for us to disassociate ourselves from lack and truly trust that God has your back. Truly trust that the angels are with you. Truly trust that anything you desire can come right into your hands, regardless of the circumstances that go on in this world, regardless of it. You see, we're holding in our hands the key to our future, and not the key that is given to us by permission, by an organization or a collective group of beings who are in charge. It is something that's being given to us by our soul birthright. You had the key all along. Kind of like Dorothy. You have to go through all of this turmoil. This is our life tornado. And you're going to find that everything you wanted, everything you've been searching for, everything that you disregarded or felt you were missing, whatever your story is, you're going to notice. Oh yes, you're going to notice that everything you had was right there in your own backyard. And that as you move yourself forward to create what you want, you're going to have a new appreciation. And you're going to recognize who's meant to take the ride with you and who's not. And that's not a judgment statement. It's just think about it. There are some people who are not necessarily the right vibrational match for you. And you have to recognize that. We do outgrow people. And it's just seasons end, do they not? A leaf does not hang on the tree all brown and gnarled and sit there in the cold wind refusing to fall off the tree. It just goes and gently drifts down to the ground to disintegrate back into earth, to feed the same tree that births a new life in the spring. Think about it. Isn't that what life is? Some passed through this experience, clearing the way for new life. As our loved ones are exiting the planet right now, and that which there are many, isn't it new birth that's coming? And haven't we seen in the midst of it all, birth? There's someone I follow on Facebook whose cat had kittens. Like, I want another pet, right? I'm like, oh, I want one. I said, no, you don't want one. But I was watching, and from the day they were born to now, and I also can't imagine how many days have gone by. I've been watching these kittens now for, I think it's about 20 days. I was like, we've been on lockdown for a while. And just watching them from birth to now exploration. They're out of their little cage and crate, and they're starting to walk around. One of them's more vocal than the next. They're developing. But they were in that safe container. A safe container that gives them the opportunity to be nurtured by their mother and then prepared for life. Well, we've all been nurtured by our parents in varying degrees, depending on your parents, and I understand that as well. Not everybody's family's been like Leave It to Beaver or the Brady Bunch. I get it. But let's leave all that in the past for a moment, shall we? You have an opportunity to rebirth yourself. Things are not going back to normal very quickly. I am not speaking, I don't know, negativity into the world, but we have a new way of navigating things for a while. And we are all very resistant, habitual creatures who, well, have to learn to suck it up and do it different. So that's creating resistance, a little angst, a little fear. We've all posted and shared our experiences that make us, not feel so good. But you have your health. You're watching this broadcast. You have your breath of life, which was the first gift you got from God. That first breath you took, downhill ever since, right? But think about it. You are just like those kittens in their safe container with their mother. You're in a safe container. And the things that concern you the most, some might be bills, rent, guess what? Nothing you can do about it. Nothing's going to change for a while. So for you to just let go of that which you cannot control is the best thing you can do. And just trust that God's got your back. And not feed into the lack and the scarcity, because what you need will show up when you need it somehow, some way. And what you do have, learn to appreciate it. Pick things up in your house and go, I love you. I'm so happy I bought you. I'm so happy I have you. Recognize the freedom that you've had. And for some of you, this will give you an opportunity to reinvent yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually. Time to bond with family, time to build relationships with people, and to let go of some relationships. Because stress does tend to bring out the less than perfect moments in all of us. It's interesting, isn't it? But you are in a place that, although you feel as if you don't have control and that you're being controlled, I've heard a lot of that. you're actually in control. You're in control with everything that you interpret in your spiritual, physical, emotional world. You are the governing force in and around everything that's going on, because it's all in the interpretation. I know, SarahSpiritual, you're going to tell me it's up to me to interpret the fact that there are certain things that I cannot do right now, that I want to do? Yes, I am. Interpret it in a way to find the silver lining in it. For some will not live through this. And that's an important statement. You have the power to heal yourself. You have the power to surround yourself with light. You have the power to have the right information, to interpret, to identify the information that is applicable to you, and for you to utilize it for your highest good, your family's highest good, and to move yourself forward. This is not the time to point fingers as to who's not doing what right or what should have been done at what particular time. Every animal's out of the barn. There's nothing we can do. We can just sit in our own little farmhouses and just wait for them to come find their way back. We cannot control everything. Because let's just say that this time you have during this pandemic is the time that you can utilize to love self, to build strong relationships, to be creative, to build a bridge of connection with God, to open your heart, to dream big dreams. And then, not knowing your complete story or future, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward and say the pandemic has come to a close and we are going back to life as normal. And unbeknownst to you, your window of time is really short after all this. So these hours, these days, this time, this lockdown could be some of the most important times in your life on levels that you never imagined. Because I promise you, you're not going to take your margarita with you to heaven, or your golf clubs, or your boat, or your dancing shoes. Those things aren't going with you. But the experiences, the interpretation of them, the expression of self, your authenticity, your light, your love, your beauty, your creativity, your breath of life, that's your legacy. That will not only remain here on earth for those of you who remember you, but it will remain blueprinted in the eternal book of life and be part of your soul's expression as you journey into the heavens and then wherever else you may go in your journey. Life does not stop here. But we've become so micro-focused on what's in front of us that we assume that this is what we've got and that we need to make this better. You don't need to make it better. You need to just enjoy what you have and allow it to expand. These are unprecedented times. There is no manual. But chances are that most of you here were on this planet during another pandemic or crisis, whatever it was. Your soul's more equipped than you realize to handle this. You're stronger than you realize. And think about it. We've gone this far. We can go a little further. The scenery is going to change. The way we interpret certain things in a public fashion will change. We know that. But no one can take from you how you feel who you are inside and how you express yourself. There's no rule, there's no regulation, there's no lockdown. There's no lockdown on love and light. I didn't see it issued, did you? There is no quarantine on love and light. I think we need a quarantine on darkness, but that too serves its purpose. Duality. So what would you like to do with your love and light? What areas of your life would you like to illuminate? And how can you make a difference in your life? How can you express to others who you are and discover the energy of who you've come to be? How is that possible? What would you love to do? This is the time that you have that downtime. And I think you can only probably watch so much Netflix or movies or whatever you're doing. That now's the time that you carve a little spot somewhere and have a talk with you, especially in this particular window of time. Because we're seeing a little hope as to when things may shift. We've adapted ourselves enough. We've calmed our own individual fears and disappointments. We've learned certain things about ourselves. We've had to wrestle some of our own dragons to the ground and slay our fears. So we've done some inner work. So what better time to shine a light on some of the dark aspects of life or disappointment or hurt or pain that have been weighing you down all this time, that have almost been a quicksand, pulling you down every time you just started to go. Because I don't know about you, but when this comes to a close, I don't want to look at this time and think, I wasn't living for this period because I was on lockdown. I want to think that I lived my life, my time, the way I wanted to, within maybe some boundaries that maybe I didn't enforce, and I understand that, just like some things you didn't enforce upon yourself. And some things are for your own good, for now. Because human beings are lazy. Right? They say, wear your gloves, wear your mask, do this, do that. You know, just help yourself. It's not a fear statement. It's just like keeping yourself clean, washing your hands. So we do it in the beginning, and then we get lazy. And then we don't do it. You know how many people have touched things all over the grocery store with their gloves only to pick up their phone, start dialing on their phone and texting on their phone? They've touched the shopping cart, they've touched everything, maybe they've touched money, and then they take their gloves off and then their hands touch their phone. They say our phone is one of the germiest things we've got anyhow. So pay attention. Don't become complacent with the simple things that can assist you in keeping your life as close to normal and healthy as possible until this passes. But for the time that you are not living the life the way you thought, and some of us have holidays we couldn't spend with family, Easter, Passover, today's Greek Easter. Today is Saint Expedito's Day. We celebrate Saint Expedito, the expedition of enlightenment. That's what our store represents. Our store is Saint Expedito, Expedite Enlightenment, the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So normally, on the Saturday of that weekend or close to the birthday, we would have had a party where we would have had 300-400 people. We'll be posting some of the pictures of some of our past celebrations. People came from near and far. We free food, music, taught the children how to sing, had a celebration, a live radio show. So sure, we're missing things. People are having birthdays. People are crossing over. Our family, loved ones are in nursing homes and we cannot be with them. There are things in life that are less than how we want them to be. They're not that way. But you're still living life. you're still with your guides and your angels. You're not completely cut off from the world. You still have contact with loved ones and friends, and some of you do get to go to work and travel and do what you need to do with more caution than ever before. But build the light for yourself and remember who you are. Not the person who's done all this stuff. Who are you? And if you've never been able to answer that question, no better time to shine a light into that dark corner and see what's there. Open up the toy chest of life and see what you've got. There's memories there. But there's also some things you haven't enjoyed or played with for a very long time. And there's new opportunities coming for all of this, for from this chaos will come greatness. Do you want to be the victim of this story, or do you want to live this story as the stepping stone to your personal greatness and your influence on this world, no matter how small or great? It is not measured in the eyes of God and the eyes of the angels. Your greatness is already pre-wired in. The universe is waiting for you to shine your light. And I'm so glad that all of you and your beautiful lights are shining here with us. I'm really glad that we have this opportunity to connect on our Sunday Funday and to share experiences. And I encourage you all to share the page, share the light, and listen to some of the messages of other people's questions, because in their question are answers that you need. It's not just, did you get to my question? It's about, wow, I had a similar question. Maybe you didn't think to ask it today, but our minds are all still rolling around with questions. And we still have some of the same questions that we've had for a while that we're still trying to figure out. So let's use our time together wisely. Let's use this time to heal, to illuminate. And we've got our piano here, so I know we'll be popping into something for you eventually today. But I want to answer your questions, and I want to know that you are embracing your light. So in the feed, go ahead, share with me, I choose to illuminate my life. I choose to illuminate my life. So I want you to choose your illumination. I want you to choose the greatness that is you and the light that is you. And when you say, I choose to illuminate my life, you automatically turn on the light switch to your greatness and no longer become a slave to the darkness. Well, we're answering questions, and we are here at my house. I think Cleopatra was checking out some things, so I don't know where she's hiding, but we'll see if she pops up and makes a guest appearance, the little kitty. And hopefully the dogs will remain quiet and things will remain calm here, because it is an interesting place here. And we happen to have Helena in the house. So Helena, how you doing?
Helena's in the house. Burr, 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 burr. You like my air horn? Burr, 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 burr. Without an air horn.
Good old Helena, look at that. So I was like, what are you doing? Because Friday night we remoted in. So I was like, are you remoting? She's like, oh, girl, I'm in the car. She's like, I'm coming. She packed her snacks. She's ready.
Yep.
She's got her hat on, right? We
My
got to get
Bon
a
Jovi hat.
We got to get a SarahSpiritual hat on you, though.
My sister-in-law actually does embroidery, I found out.
Oh,
so
we need to do that.
Gotta talk to my sister-in-law.
We need to do that. We need to have a SarahSpiritual hat. We do.
Absolutely.
We do. So you got questions going on there?
I got questions in Scotland. I got questions in the West Indies. I got questions all over the United States.
And everyone's saying here, I choose to illuminate my life. Yes, indeed.
You know, before we go to questions quick, I just really wanted to say, like, everything you just said in the message is everything I've been saying to myself this morning and really using to kind of calm myself down. And I'm actually really glad a lot of this stuff is happening now, because now I have a time to actually slow down my thoughts even more so and process everything. And then also not be susceptible to everybody else's thoughts and influences affecting my own.
Yeah.
That's been really big for me, because like events and things going on, festivals, music concerts, traveling, I wanted to do those things so bad, and I felt like I was missing out. Now I kind of don't have like that fear or guilt of not being able to, and I can really choose to manifest those in the way that I want them to come, instead of feeling like bad if I wasn't able to attend something or I wanted to go somewhere. That's been really big for me.
Or someone invited you, and then for some reason you just didn't know if you wanted to go, which was something else that was happening for you. And you know, Helena and I had some travel plans. We were going to go see our dear friend Rob Mack in California, and you know, we didn't get there. And for those of you who follow, we've talked about this. You know, I'd said to Helena, you know, Rob Mack has to come to us. So, and Rob Mack is a celebrity life coach. He's a happiness coach, and he and I are doing a class on April 27th. So I do hope you join the happiness class, because we're going to teach you how to manage some of your anxiety and fear, and it's only $10. So it's something that we want to make very affordable. We want you just to share in the experience with us. And we wanted him to come here, and he did. And that was right at the very beginning of all this. He came to Miami, and I was on his show. But we still want to go to California. It's not like life won't go on. You know, I was talking to someone earlier about going back to Maui, about going to California, about going to Vegas, and different things. And it doesn't mean that's not going to happen. It just may not happen for a little period of time, because it just might not sit right. And it's interesting, Helena, but I have to say it wasn't sitting right for me to go to LA. And when we first were looking at it, they had that earthquake. And then we were coming into the holidays, and that's a busy time for me at the center and with all of you. And then after that, I was just like, all right, we're going to make a plan. And I was like, no, we're not making a plan.
Someone even asked me to go to Vegas with them this May. They were planning a whole big trip, and it was something this friend and I had planned in the past that we wanted to talk about. And I said, you know, it's just not in my cards this time. It's like, I'll catch you on the next trip.
Yeah. So there's a reason we're being prompted to make some of these changes. So, but it's like anything. And if anyone's ever been on a diet or a very strict program of some sort, whether it's for building, bodybuilding, or dieting, or even a restriction of another type for health reasons, when someone says you can't do something, suddenly what do you want to do? What you can't do? When someone says no, you can't have a cake, you can only have 3 ounces of fish, you can only do this. Someone says no, you have to have protein, no carbs, you have to bulk up, you have to drink protein shakes. You're like, I want a milkshake, not a protein shake, right? You start to want something other than what they're telling you. That's human nature. That's why I said we've settled in. I don't want you to be complacent. We're not going to give up our rights as citizens. We are going to stand in our truth. We have our rights, we know, but we also need to be prudent of what's going on in the world, and we need to be aware of our own physical safety right now, because there's too many unknown factors. And don't tell me conspiracy theories, don't talk about all the different things. That's a whole nother conversation. But there's so many unknowns. Why take a chance right now? Yes, we're protected. I'm SarahSpiritual. I walk with all my angels and my guides. I'm connecting for all of you. Technically, I should be able to walk around with no gloves, no mask, because I pray, I'm in the light all the time. No germ should be able to live on the light that I have. But I'm not going to say that to myself and do that and then make a mistake and not do the right thing to protect my physical body. I'm not going to be foolish with the guidelines that are being presented to me to assist me. Part of being awakened, part of being aligned to your spirit, part of this ascension process is to use some common sense. Just because we're spiritual doesn't mean you stop using common sense, people. So look into what you need to do for yourself. Take the proper precautions for now. It's a period of time. You can do anything for a small period of time, and it'll make you that much wiser going through. We are all ready for this challenge. We are all ready for it. You're wired to be able to handle it. Don't let the fear grab you in the darkness of the night and rip you down. And in this void of light, this dark moon period before the new moon comes into effect, coming into Thursday, release anything that doesn't serve you. And join me tomorrow night for our new moon ceremony, because we're going to be releasing old toxins. We're going to be, well, we're just going to be learning what to do and get ready for the new moon and get back into the rhythm of the spring. We're going to spring ourselves into action emotionally and spiritually, so that when the doors open for physical life and expression of life to change, we can change it. So Helena, who's on our feed here? Who's got a question for us?
Wayne in the West Indies is ready to send us tickets to go out there. I think that's pretty cool. He said, tell him when.
Tell them when. We're there. Yeah, we definitely want to travel. So stay in touch with us, because the SarahSpiritual bus, and you know, we even manifested a bus, everybody. Mm-hmm. One of my clients bought a bus. I mean, SarahSpiritual lands. So not that they were going to dedicate it to me, but we had a bus. We were going to ride. So we're going to wait. So we're going to go to the West Indies. We're going to go to California. We're definitely going to Maui. I got some of my friends in Maui on watching us, and we are connecting. So we will still be doing our live appearances when time is right. And I feel like this is preparing us to all be brought together at the perfect time. And so we can't have a San Expedito celebration at the center. We're just going to have an Archangel Michael celebration at the end of September, and trust that we can all gather, and most of the parties in the parking lot and such. So it's always good. It's always good. We got some people on Instagram hanging with us. Helena's here in the house, so it's always good to have Helena in the house. And we're on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We're connecting to all of you. So we want to thank you all for joining us here. So Helena, what we got going on here in the land of questions?
We got some really good questions. We're going to start off here, Sarah Makia. How do you stop patterns of being afraid?
How do we stop patterns of being afraid? That's a great question. And you know, Helena, I realized too that I didn't grab some things over there, like the paper and there's a pen from somewhere over there, and the purse, and I don't know. You're just going to have to poke around and go find some stuff. But Sarah Makia, let me tell you, how do we release the patterns of this fear of being afraid? You know, they've been indoctrinated. We've got to be carefully taught early in life, right, how to react and behave. And we've adopted a lot of our parental fears. And for you, you're really a very loyal person, and you stand by the people you love, and you care for a lot of the people that are in your circle. And for you, you have to stop those patterns, because you're also very much in your head. And being in your head makes you second guess yourself, is what I want to say. So Sarah Makia, the way we stop these patterns of fear and angst is to recognize that they are not serving a purpose, and for you to go to the spot in your life where that memory was created, and in that memory for you to stop that memory and go nurture yourself through the first time you felt afraid. Because many of the things we fear don't turn out as badly as we feared them to be. And when we look and recognize where the fear came from, how was it indoctrinated into our life? Was it someone else's fear that was superimposed? Or was it from an actual experience where we weren't in control, or we didn't feel safe, we didn't feel good enough, whatever that fear is? We also recommend soul integration. And soul integration is a wonderful tool to go back into childhood and integrate the aspects that became fragmented. But on your own, to recognize where the belief of fear comes from, and to see the times that you were worried and fearful. And even if something didn't turn out exactly beautifully, you passed through it. You're still okay. And to remind yourself, no matter what goes on, I am protected, and I always pass through any obstacles. And even if it feels uncomfortable, I'm still always fine in the end. And that reminds you to have your brain play back the memories of success. Even if it wasn't the exact story you wanted to create, in the end you still came out all right, and there was a level of success to that. Thank you, Sarah Makia, for that really good question and a very important question during these times. Who else do we have?
Next, I'm going to... That? No, it didn't. Rob Christian Caldwell, good old Florida boy, asking, do you see a relationship in the near future?
Rob, let's take a look here. Good old Florida boy. Let's see what we got going on here. And how do you know he's a good old Florida boy?
I was asking where some people were from, so just trying to remember where our peeps are at.
Yeah, peeps are from. Yeah, I want to know where you're from. I want to know where everybody's from right here. So we've got for you, actually, Rob, this year's also, I don't know if there's like a self-employment or a business gig that you're looking to put together, a promotion advancement on a business work level, but this year is really going to bring in a lot of energy for career. He's like, okay, Sarah, I asked about love, but I got to tell you, career is a dominant energy for you in this beginning part of the year. And then when I open you up to October, that's when I feel like the energy kind of comes in for love, because then you start to put into place what's important for you in relationship, the quality of relationship you want, the type of life you want. You really do a deep soul dive starting in the month of October through 2021, and this is what awakens you to attract the right partner. I feel like there's been some disappointment, actually a lot of disappointment in the energy of relationship, and they actually want to take me back to 2012 to 14. So I don't know what went on in the relationship area then, but that type of time seems to feel kind of down, kind of off for me. So I feel like you might have struggled in a personal relationship then, Rob. But Rob Christian Caldwell, good old Florida boy, love is going to be coming for you, and set that intention. Write a list of what it is you want in a partner, and you're going to manifest that person. Who else do we have here, Helena?
Next, I have Annie Johnson in Sweden.
Annie Johnson in Sweden, yes. Okay, and you have your batteries there too. Let's see here. We've got a connection, so let me take a look at that. So the first thing that I'm seeing here, it's an interesting combination, Annie Johnson, between the two of you. I see two totally different people, but you kind of blend. You kind of blend. And this relationship is actually challenging both of you to look at yourselves a little differently. So in this moment in time, the relationship future is not determined because you're both growing in different ways, and the two of you are mirroring each other to give yourself some aspects of growth. So I do hope that you shift your future thought process to not looking for what's coming tomorrow, but to really involve yourself in the moment of now. You both are very good together at this time because you're teaching each other things. And whenever I say someone's teaching you, it gets a little uncomfortable, and I understand that, and not everything's like all kissy-coo and lovey-dove, but it's a time for you to really notice why the two of you have attracted each other and what the relationship brings to the table of experiences. You'll know more officially about this relationship between your birthday and his birthday, so that little window will give you quite the final decision and experience for you to decide whether it's for your highest good in the way that makes you feel good. But at this moment, there's a lot of learning, so there is a lot of highest good coming out of this. Thank you so much, Annie Johnson. And Annie was where, in Sweden? Yes. Well, thank you for following us in Sweden. We hope you stay well and safe. Yes, who else do we have?
Next, I want to go to Farah.
Farah.
Farah's asking, I may possibly have a new man in my life, gives his birthday. Is he ready for commitment? What does Spirit need me to know about this connection?
This is an intense connection. This is an intentional meeting. The universe has brought the two of you together. I actually feel like there was a higher plan between the two of your spirit guides that kind of guided the two into your path. Is he ready for commitment? He doesn't like to get too far ahead of himself because he can never be pushed into a decision. He's got to ease himself in. He's got to look really far out and decide what the story really is going to look at. He's a projector. He has to project all the way out, and then if he feels comfortable by the interpretation, then he settles in. He's a little slow to percolate, but I think that he's going to be very intense, very fun, very challenging in positive ways, and I feel like the two of you are going to have a really good time. So Spirit wants you to let him in this connection, Farah, and really just enjoy yourselves. Commitment is not in his list of things to do now. That doesn't mean your job is to convince him otherwise, but he's got to feel settled in and comfortable with where he is. And it's really important that you allow him to be who he is. And that will really kind of help singe this relationship together by not superimposing your thought of who you think he should be. And I know you may say, well, I wouldn't do that, Sarah, but sometimes we have that way of doing that when we're not realizing it because we have expectations. So take the expectation of commitment off the table. It'll be a healthier experience, and you'll be able to live in the moment of now and really enjoy. It's an intricate personality. It's a very vast, diverse experience for you. So I think that it's going to meet a lot of your needs or desires. So let's enjoy this time. And keep me posted on this one. Looks like we've got a nice vibration between the two of you. Thanks so much, Farah, for following us. Yes.
Next, I have Constantina asking, when am I going to do a new professional start, a new start to be more creative, to express myself?
Constantine, I see a lot of colors. I see a lot of music. They give me musical notes. They give me artistry. They give me colors. They even show me paintbrushes. I don't know if you actually paint, but that usually symbolizes color and creativity for me. And when I look at this energy, the first thing that they let me know is that this year is really about new beginnings and fresh starts and stepping away from some of the traditional ways of being. Next year really pushes you into a new professional start, to be more creative and to express yourself. You've got quite a few talents. So this is something that you can look forward to expressing in two ways. There's two creative talents that you'll be able to express. The angels are here to help you. There's a lot of creativity, so Archangel Gabriel steps up, and the Ascended Master, Paul the Venetian, also steps forward. You can look him up and learn more about Paul the Venetian, and he is there to support you as well. And where is Constantina from?
She did tell us, but I don't recall at the moment.
Yeah, Constantina, let me know where it is you're from. Thank you so much for joining us here on our Sunday Fun Day. Good to see you. Thank you so much. It's going to be a good time. It's a good opportunity. Yes.
Next, I want to go to Aaliyah. Aaliyah is asking her guides, how do I break this tie so I can elevate to a higher level of self?
That's a great question. So this is the year for you to fly like an eagle to the sky, fly like an eagle, let your spirit carry you. It's time for you to fly. It's really your time. I mean, when you asked that question, or Helena read it on your behalf, they showed me the most magnificent eagle, wings spread, just totally flying in the sky, free. And you have been conforming to meet the needs and appease other people. And, you know, some of it is learned behavior, because that's what we have to do, because we're influenced by family and parental actions and experiences. So your step into your creative process and your who you've come to be, and your guides working you to elevate you to your highest level of self, is really going to start in this empowerment in 2021. You're learning to love yourself, you're learning to appreciate yourself, and this goes beyond the physical look of, you know, oh wow, I like the way I look. It's loving the aspects of self and understanding your uniqueness. Very strong angel presence with you, Archangel Michael with you, Archangel Shamuel, the love angel, which is the angel of unconditional love. And I also see around you this beautiful dancer. She looks like a ballerina. She looks like she danced in the days of Paris in about the 1900s. And her energy is just someone who is, just very fluid in her flow. And this is a time for you to tap into your creativity. Alaya, I want you also to know that there's a study or a scholastic program that's something to be considered to take you to the next step. And I hope that you explore something in the public light in this business or career that you choose, because I feel as if you're going to be a wayshower and someone who's going to lead people in the future, and that is going to span us into 2024. So between now and 2024 is a big journey of the true level of discovering yourself. But please understand that self-discovery is a lifelong project, honey, but you're really going to feel a big shift coming out of this year by honoring your own uniqueness and beginning to walk and dance to the beat of your own drum. Thank you so much, honey. God bless you. You know, Helene, I want to put a few cards down for the group because we didn't do that yet. So I want to take a look and see what we've got for everybody, because we've got a lot of questions here up in the energy. So Rob Christian Caldwell, I don't know if Rob knows that he got in the queue and we answered his question already. Maybe he missed it. Okay, so Rob, go back into the feed a little bit when we're done, and you can find your answer about love, because we did answer that. And let's see here. Welcome everybody who's joining us. Renato's in Palm Beach is watching. We're going to just put some cards down here too, because I just want to give you all, we've got our mystical wisdom cards, we've got our goddess cards, and we've got our loving words from Jesus cards here. And I'm loving these cards because they're just so cute and meaningful here. So we're going to take these cards and we're going to go like this. And what we do is we pull cards for everybody. We're going to answer this. Will also help some of you with your questions. So I'm going to take 3 of my mystical wisdom cards. We're going to pull them off to the side. And then we're going to go to our goddess cards as well. And I'm going to take 3 goddess cards. I just reach right in and pull whatever I'm led to pull. And then we're going to take loving messages from Jesus. I decided to pull this since it's the Greek Easter. It's a holy day. I know my family, because we're Greek, they celebrated this Easter as well. So I used to get 2 Easters, 2 Christmases. It was extra.
Speaking of Greece, Constantina is in Athens.
Ah, Constantina, thank you so much for joining us. I had a feeling, that's why I wanted to ask. So thank you, Evharisto, Constantina, for joining us here. There we go. They sent me to Greece when I was 10 years old. They just shipped me on a plane and sent me there to visit my grandmother. I was an adventurous little one. So I came back speaking Greek pretty fluently. Of course, it's not a language I got to really use, so I don't really speak it much, but I studied 5 languages when I studied music in college, so I had to learn languages for opera. So let's see what we got going on here. We got a loving message from Jesus. He that believeth in me, the works that I do shall do so also. Greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So there are great works for all of you to be doing here, and you will do the works that the Master Teacher Jesus has done, and more. So please embrace your unique being. Embrace the being that is the divine you, and express that love. Express that light, that illumination. Remember, we're going to say, I choose to illuminate life, because that's so important. And then we have here, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavily laden, I will give you rest. If this burden is too much for you, if this pandemic's got you a little bit, little special, a little worried, not knowing how you're going to handle things, lay your burdens at God's feet and trust that God will deliver you from everything that concerns you. God gave the grass for the cattle to graze and herbs for man's works, and God gave the worm for the sparrow. Why do you worry? You're created in God's image. And the image is the light. The image is the love. And the next card is, fear not, little flock. Oh, there's a message for us. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's the Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. So We have that. Now apparently when I picked this card, there was another one behind it. So that's a message for me too. Forgive and you shall be forgiven. In the darkness, we are faced with some of our hurts and our pains. And if you have to forgive yourself and forgive someone else, there's never been a better time to do that than now. And then our goddess cards is be strong. You are stronger than you think, and your strength assures a happy outcome. We need to use our energy and be strong. This is a time when the universe is counting on you to step up and show up. And then we have SarahSpiritual. She's of the arts. We've got a lot of creative people who are here. And express yourself through creative artistry. So use your creative aspects, whatever it is, and it could be anything. Express that creativity. That creativity brings you closer to the harmony and the love and the light of angels. And the next goddess card that we pulled for everyone is the goddess of fertility. It is perfect time for you to start new projects and to have new ideas and give birth to new conditions. So it is a time to birth yourself. Use this time for your rebirth, to birth yourself into a whole new paradigm. This is going to serve a great purpose for all of us. And then we have here the peacock. Raise your standards. You deserve the best, everyone. And the peacock is a very proud bird and has this beauty to it. And so it's time for you to express your beauty and raise your standards, especially in relationships. Those of you who have relationship questions, I'm going to be like, peacock, that's the new buzzword, peacock. You got to be like a peacock, raise your standards, and strut yourself, people. New beginnings, begin your new life. So again, very appropriate. What are we doing? We're getting ready for a new moon. We just started a new astrological year by the spring equinox. And here we are in a time where we're having a restart in life. A very slow restart, but a restart. And it's time for you to have a new beginning. And the final mystical wisdom card is money. Find a way to abundance. Abundance is going to come to you. You just got to find it. You've got to be open and receptive. Abundance is coming to you. This represents all of the beauty that is meant to be yours. All of the financial wellness is coming for you. So we've got a lot coming for everybody here. We're going to continue to answer questions. We will pull some cards for some people. I love channeling the messages that I receive, but sometimes we like to pull some cards as well. So who do we have here?
Who don't we have? We
got a lot of people in the house.
We got new friends. We got old friends. I want to go to...
We are family.
We were talking about California. We got Sarah
my sisters with me.
in California.
Sarah is in California. Okay, Sarah, I like your vibe.
She said her boyfriend Michael broke up with her a few days ago, and she's also 7 weeks pregnant. Do you see Michael wanting to get back together in a relationship with her?
What? Michael? Must we teach you something? Let's take a look at Michael here. You, my darling, are really going to embark upon some new opportunity for yourself for work and career. So this year is going to, besides allow you to nurture a little baby inside, which is so beautiful. You are being given new birth and new life through you. So you have your blessing, you have a miracle. Michael's a little shallow. I'm sorry. I know you dated him, but Michael has issues. Michael is a little more cold, a little more self-centered. For Michael, it's really important what is going on the outside, and Michael does not always like to look on the inside. Michael is not really ready for commitment, and of course having a baby does represent commitment. But I will say this, I spy with my SarahSpiritual eye, I'm seeing some interference here. I'm feeling like Michael is trying to expand something for his public work, business, persona, really important for him that he shows well to other people. And I feel like he's being influenced by a circle of friends or a circle in family that are just making him think life is different if he goes this way. So there's a little bit of chatter. I do feel like there's a conversation, and I do feel that he will be back. And I take a breath before I say that, because I don't know that he's back to stay, because I don't know that he's ready for commitment. So be clear as to what you want, my dear, for yourself and your beautiful baby that will be born, and just realize you deserve to have it all. And if he's not willing to give you everything you want, then it is easier to let him go than for you to keep him and wonder when he's going to leave again. Okay, he's not quite ready for the commitment, but he kind of had like a little mental short circuit, and I do feel some like interference that happened here. So I really want you to trust that you'll have a conversation. It'll give you a little bit more insight, but there's a little bit more than meets the eye. And I hope you and I get to connect personally sometime, and we can talk about this a little bit more. Thank you so much. And who else do we have, Helena?
Next, I want to go to Jackie I. Jackie says, I feel blocked physically and spiritually. How can I go about unblocking this?
Jackie, yes. Well, I see a blockage in the root chakra, in the base of your spine. I see a blockage in the solar plex, and I see a blockage here in the throat chakra. So I feel like we haven't been able to say everything that we want to say, and I feel as if you're also blocked in your connection with your guides and your angels. I feel as if you've picked up a lot of other people's energy. You fed into a lot of other people's drama, Jackie, and I think that at this point, kind of need to do a little clearing of your energy. And Jackie, let me look at this here. It's also a year for you to get creative. I really encourage you to put your ideas on something different that you haven't done for a while. I feel like you need a distraction, you need a restart, you need something to take you out of your day-to-day routine. You've become very mundane, routine, and there's not any zest for life. And part of the blockage is you're just not feeling happy. You're not feeling connected to anything or anybody, really, on a real etheric feeling as well as a visceral feeling. So please trust that the universe is going to be with you and support you in this transition. Work on doing some energy clearing and clearing up of your chakras. Envision a light coming from the ground into the base of your spine and kind of flowing up and down your spine to begin to kind of clear that. And that actually makes me realize that we need to do a chakra cleaning class real soon, because that's something that would benefit a lot of people, to be able to clear our chakras. But thank you, Jackie. This is going to pass. I know you're feeling blocked physically and spiritually. This is going to pass. You need to do some clearing. So you and I might want to talk about doing some spiritual clearing, like a bath, and working on your chakras. Thank you, Jackie, for following the show. Who else do we have here, Helena?
Next, I want to go to Tabitha. Tabitha's asking, what do you see happening with my current job?
Tabitha. First of all, Tabitha, one of the things that's so great about you is people count on you. And I feel like you're supposed to... The word they give me is move up, move on. If they don't move you up, then you need to move on, because I don't feel like you're being honored for the work that you've done, and you're not getting enough recognition and financial reward. I understand times are a little unusual right now, so people's work environments have changed, and so we want to just set our intentions on what we want and not do anything rash. But I also see, Tabitha, that when I look at your personal energy, you're very, very direct, you're very intuitive, and you know you go to work to work. You don't go to work to play around. And so it's time for you to move yourself up, and if you have to move yourself out eventually to progress, great. And they throw a book on the table, which makes me feel like there's some secondary learning or something additional we need to learn or accomplish so that we can move forward to create new position for self. This is going to be a process for you. I'm going to spin you out to the month of November. That's when I see the most changes happening for you, is in November. So negotiate with some of the personalities that are at work. I don't know that we're quite in with all the people. I feel like there's a supervisor and a co-worker or someone who's on your level that we're not quite jiving together. And so they're kind of pushing down and not allowing you to grow and expand and giving you the opportunity to show your skill set. Thank you, Tabitha, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
Next, I'm going to Lena Lopez. Get this question up here. She bought a new house this year, and now she's wondering how it's going to be, if she's going to be more independent or if a roommate, male or female, would be better. And she's wondering if love's going to come back. Is he coming back?
Is he coming back? Well, you know, you bought a new house. Is going to be this year. You know, of course, Lena, it's an opportunity for you to have this beautiful house. And if having a roommate that of your choosing makes it a little easier for you and for someone else with the proper boundaries and agreements in place, then that would be wonderful for you to do so that it's not that much burden on you. And I also feel like something with your work has been kind of interrupted and you have not been able to really progress the way you want. Do we know where Lena's from? Do we know where Lena lives?
She's in Florida.
She's in Florida. And so when I look at the love, what is with love just fluking out right now? Like, it's like all of a sudden people are like, now you see him, boop, now you don't. He's on a mission. He got something in his head that he needs to accomplish, and he doesn't want to be held back. Almost like something in the relationship was distracting him and holding him back. He's got to discover himself a little bit more. He got a little too in his head, and he needs to discover his real meaning and purpose and who he is. So he's on a little life path. If he's coming back, and I say if, the window shows itself to be June. So let him be, let him sit in the mess that he made, and let him be. And then in June, mid to end June, I feel like he's going to pop back up. And then based on the conversation, you'll see if he's grown in a way that makes you feel comfortable in allowing him to stay and be a part of your life. This choice is more yours than his, honey. So please remember that. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Lisette Daniela. Lisette says, I feel a void in my life. What should I do? She also said in another question about the same, she's married with kids, but feels like something's missing.
Yeah. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. You just haven't had a chance to really, you kind of lost yourself in the shuffle of life, honey, and that's really where you're at right now. But I will say that this year, this year is for you, a year for you to reinvent yourself and find something that brings you happiness and joy. I feel like you've lived your life vicariously through meeting everybody's needs and the obligations necessary for sustaining and maintaining life. So spend some time in some prayer and meditation and pick one thing fun a week that you enjoy doing. And it could be going for a walk. It means no kids, no dogs, no cats, no nothing. Just you do something for you. Because I feel like you've been distracted by life and its routine that you actually haven't sat down and had a talk with you. And I am being told by the angels, particularly Archangel Gabriel, for you to journal. It would be really great if you were to journal and to give yourself some insight that way. Because journaling will let you express your feelings. Because I feel like you've got everything on your shoulders. So that's a lot to handle. But you'll have your come to Jesus moment, so to speak, my dear, sometime this year. And use this time, even though I know life is different, so we're all kind of pulled in different directions, use this time to move yourself in a direction that is going to give you insight into what is your light. What is your light? I am illuminating my life is what I want you to focus on. Thank you so much, Lizette. Thank you for that question. Great question. Who else do we have?
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. We need to go to Miss Joanne. And she's asking, what do you see for her health? And also, she seems like she's worried about her daughter's marriage. Is that going to work out for her daughter?
Joanne, it's been an interesting year for your family. There's been a lot of change for the family. And your daughter's a very strong-willed, strong person. And I feel as if the marriages of two very, I don't have his birthday, but I feel as if, Joanne, they're both two very strong people, and they just kind of hit a wall, and they're not really bending and putting in the effort needed to create a better experience for themselves. But the marriage is going to work out. They just need a little bit of a time out. And of course, the stress is not allowing them to really experience that. When I look at her journey, your daughter's specific journey, last year, 2019, second half, probably was kind of really rough for her. And she went through a lot of changes. And I don't know if she had something go on with her health, but I feel as if it just was a difficult year. The body seems uncomfortable, and her mind seems all over the place. And I feel like life was throwing her a personal curveball. She was going through her things, and it kind of like clashed with her spouse. It is destined to work out, but they've got to put the work in. And right now they're best at a timeout so that it can work out. Joanne, health-wise, there's some issues that are just, I hate to say normal, but I feel as if there's some issues in the physical body you've been aware of that you're working through, and I feel like they're under control or manageable. So if you ask about your health, I see no matter to concern yourself with that is detrimental to your health. Everything is in a state of being managed, and you're aware of what you need to control so that you can be in divine health. So thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you so much. I know that your business, you and your husband, I know we're on a shutdown right along with you. So be well and stay safe. And we will definitely pray for your daughter's marriage, so that that wedding stays very in tune. Who else do we have?
Next I have Courtney. Courtney is asking, will I get pregnant this year?
Babies. Well, if there's ever a year to have a pandemic baby, now's the time to have a pandemic baby. So, pregnant in 2020, tail end of 2020, can I say here? Tail end, my dear, of 2020. I don't know, September, October, November, that kind of time seems right for me. I feel like in 2021 there is baby. So, but you may actually get pregnant in January, February of 2021. So I'm going to give you the window of September to January-ish of 2021. That's how it looks to me. But yeah, there's a baby. There's two babies that are meant to be for you in the heavens currently. Two in the heavens. So let's make some babies, girl. Okay. Who else do we have? Thank you, Courtney, for that question, and we wish you many blessings on that journey of creating new life. Thank you. Yes.
I got goosebumps about them babies.
Baby? Why, you gonna have a baby?
No, goosebumps for her.
Goosebumps for her. Helena's like, oh no, there's no baby here.
Stop it right there. Next we're going to Nesh Donaldson. She says, I'm getting slammed with messages in my dreams for a few weeks now. Some make sense, others don't. What is the spirit world trying to tell me or guide me to?
Some make sense. They want you to make sense of them. The others, you're clearing up and hashing out a lot of old energy. And I think I share with a lot of you that a lot of people are having dreams, some of people from the past, very bizarre happenings in life. There's a lot of life being changed for people in the dream state. And we're closing out old chapters and doing a lot of clearing. So if the dreams don't make sense, keep a dream journal, Nesh Donaldson, by your bed and write down. Put a glass of clear water next to the bed with kosher salt. This will help you remember your dreams and keep the energy sacred and clear around you. And if you want, pick up some SarahSpiritual Dream Spray. It helps you stay in a good, beautiful sleep, helps you remember your dreams, and keeps you protected. Sarah Spiritual Dream Spray you can find at SarahSpiritual.com. Thank you, Nesh Donaldson, for your Facebook question. You know, Helena, we're going to continue to answer questions, but I think we want to change gears. So if you want to put some music on, and we're going to ask you all, don't go anywhere, because we've got a surprise for you. If you just stay with us, we're going to be right back for all of you. We're going to keep answering questions, but Sarah Spiritual's got a plan. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. Give us about 60 seconds. It's a chance for you to run in and get another snack. Since we're all locked down, we might as well have a snack and pop right back to your Facebook and your YouTube feed and see what we got coming on. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
The sun begins to set and close out the day, and the moon begins to rise. It says hello as the sun says goodbye. The birds ride the wind and nowhere there to go. They're just cruising by, singing a song or two for you and I. The ocean meets the sand and whispers to it too, come dance with me and lose yourself deep in the sea. Oh, the world, it works so beautifully together. Oh, the world, it seems in harmony. Why can't you and I live together in harmony? The butterfly emerges from deep within the cocoon. It was hiding for a while, getting ready to show its beauty and change. The winds begin to blow and dance with the trees and twirl the leaves around as they dance in the sunlight. The rain, it begins to fall and everything washes off, all shiny and new, just like me and you. When we were once born, the world is there together as one. The world is there together in harmony. Why can't we live together and understand who we are? Why do wars make us better when we feel like we are hurt? Why can't we love one another and give it all a chance to dance? The world, it flows so and the stars light the way, and the universe says you are one with me. Why can't we learn to live together as one? Why can't we learn to love everyone? Oh, the world is in harmony if we follow the sun and moon and stars in the universe and dance as one in harmony, in harmony. You and me, we are one in harmony. Join me now, open up your heart and love now. Join me now and open up your heart and love. Join me now, let your heart awaken now. You can be who you are if you love. Illuminate your life. Love someone, let them know the core of you, and be someone who loves. Love someone and trust the world will know what to do with love. Don't hold back your love, or listen to your heart. It will tell you what to do. Listen to your heart and be you. Oh, love someone and show them who you are, and let them know you now. Love someone and trust the world will guide you every step of the way. You know we are all here to love. We are all here to give. So open up Just give your love. All you have to do is love. That's a message to all of you from Spirit. All you have to do, no matter what's going on in this world, is love. Open up your heart and be who you've come to be. Don't allow this experience to weigh you down. Don't allow this experience to block you. Don't allow this experience to confine you. You've got it all inside of you, everything you need. This is a time where greatness is born. And when I look upon your questions on our Sunday Funday today, I realize that you're forgetting who you are, that the power that you seek is not externally there. It all comes from within. The love that you want to share with someone begins within. The truth that you seek in the darkness begins with your own truth. And the light always resides within you. And it can shine a light on any path, regardless of how gloomy and dark life may appear right now. You're incredible beings who are blessed beyond belief. Life may have a limitation in place, but don't allow that to disrupt the flow of who you are and the fact that you've come to love. And Spirit just gave me that song. I've never played that before. That just came right through me for all of you, just knowing that each one of you needed to be reminded that all you have to do is love. So we're going to go continue with our questions. Helena's going to keep giving me questions. We're also going to encourage you to give us a word. And we're going to continue to give you musical answers, but we're also going to continue to answer those questions. I am still answering questions. I just felt the need to give you all a little bit of energetic healing into your physical beings through the power that is the grace of the angels and the guides that reside within me. And what have we got, Helena?
What do we got? I'm even singing over here. I have Rebecca. She said she's afraid to ask because of your reaction, because you said...
Lord. Oh, Lord. Don't be afraid, girl. Just let it out. Let it out.
You said no to Kareem, but what about Keyshawn? She's not sure of his birth year, but she's got both birthdays right there.
Nope. Next. I know she's afraid to ask because she knows what I'm going to say. I'm going to be like, girl, what are we picking up on the street corner? No, we're not doing that. Next question. Rebecca. There's something better coming along. Absolutely.
Next is Tina Calloway. She says she wants to connect more with the God and Goddess, the I Am presence. Does Spirit or any of the saints or angels have input that they can give her to reach out to this God and Goddess?
Well, the I Am discourse is the power of I Am, aligns you really more to the Ascended Masters and the angelic realm. And that, of course, empowers the female energy within you as well as the masculine energy. And so by tuning in to the I Am Discourses, which is a collection of 20 volumes, I suggest, Tina Calloway, that you start with Volume 1 and Volume 3 of the I Am Discourses and check out some of my classes that we've taught on the I Am Presence and working with the Ascended Masters. This is going to help you greatly. Thank you. I got to fix my mic here.
Rebecca's like, wow.
Rebecca's like, wow. Like, she's, oh, thanks a lot, SarahSpiritual. You didn't give me what I wanted.
Sometimes we just got to hear the truth straight up.
Well, it's where, but as they said in A Few Good Men in the movie, you can't handle the truth. So sometimes people just can't handle the truth. Oh, no. Okay, Helena, what do we got?
We got Kimberly Barber asking, do you see me doing something different than I'm doing now, such as job and relationship?
Do we have a birthday on her?
Yes, 12/17/66.
different with job and relationship? We're going to like revamp our entire life. Could we start with job, please? Pick one. Don't do both at the same time. That'll just wreak havoc. I would say that here, wow, this is a year of really revamping career. Focus on career, passion, purpose, getting things working for you. That is going to make a difference. We're going to ask you to pop a few words or phrases in the feed because we're going to use those words and phrases to continue to do some work. And we're also going to do a really powerful, so don't go anywhere, clearing energy music here to help you release all these toxins that you've been holding in your body. We're going to illuminate life by releasing some of the darkness that we have built up in our physical experience and in our physical bodies. Who else do we have here?
Next, I have a question from Jose Nunez asking, why do I have the need for recognition?
When I go back to the age of 7 or 8, some change in the family makes me feel as if at that time you weren't getting the accolades or approval, almost as if maybe someone else was kind of stepping in your light, or you weren't noticed as much by a parent or someone who you respected and admired, and you did not get that recognition. So to you to know that you're appreciated for who you are and what you do is very important to you. And that's not a horrible thing. It's just we want to feel that we can give ourselves our own recognition, and for you to heal the little boy inside that felt not good enough, and that you need to feel more comfortable knowing that people approve of what you've done and really acknowledge the input and the effort, because you deserve recognition. And I will tell you, because you give 150% in everything you do. So of course it's human to want the accolades of another human. However, that is always difficult for people to do because they cannot step outside themselves and their own issues. But heal some of the work from being a child. Hopefully that resonates with you, because Spirit's kind of showing me that age group, so I don't know if there was another sibling or something that was going on at that time that kind of made you not feel like you got noticed for what you had done during those early years. Thank you so much. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Lisa Bantu asking, what do you see on my career path and my side hustle? Do you see growth in both?
Birthday?
6/25/77.
I do see growth in both. Actually, this year is expansion. And then I feel like there's a shift in your career, the official career, not the side hustle, in 2021. And that kind of sets you up to really benefit from your side hustle. Do we have any words or phrases here from anyone? Something they want us to tune into to give them some musical messages?
I started to grab some words. And the first one that came in was healing.
What else we got?
Transition.
What else we got?
Joy.
Joy. I can interpret transition as change, can I not?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Elaine is like, Sarah, it's your show. Do whatever you want to do, girl. What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The winds of change are here, and I don't know where I should go, but it's time for me to change and let my words lead me to a different way. Oh, the winds of change are here, and I must find my way. I've never been one who wants to lose my way, but I know that I have got to fly and change winds of change are here with me. I'm looking for my destiny, my future. Transition me. The winds of change are here. The winds of change and transition. There we go. What else we got going on?
Speaking our truth.
That's a good one. What else we got?
Appreciating the small things.
Mm-hmm. What else we got?
Angelic.
What else we got?
Life.
Life. Well, that's a big one. Who's got a phrase there for us? Who's got a phrase so we can answer a question in life, but with a phrase?
I don't really have any phrases.
Okay.
Not yet.
My life, it tells a story of everything. My life, it tells a story of where I've been. My life, it tells a story of life itself. It shows me where I've been and where I wanna go. I lose myself in everyday things I do. I disconnect from people when I want to. But no matter what I do, life just keeps moving on. My life is my story. My life, it brings a way for me to shine my light. My life, it brings a way for me to be. So what am I to do but live my life? And I've gotta live my life for me. I can't live my life for you, because my life belongs to me. There we go. What else we got? What questions? What messages? What do we got?
We started to get some phrases in.
Let's get some phrases going on. Those phrases represent all of you, the conscious collective here.
We got put on a happy face.
Well, that song's already been done, so put on a happy face. So I can't do that, but okay, thank you for that one, though. Remind us of that happiness song. What else we got here?
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, that's for sure, that's for sure, that's for sure. What else we got?
Open doors.
Open doors. Open doors. We got to see what we're going to do with that. I've been sitting here waiting for the doors to open. Where are my angels? I've been sitting here waiting for the doors of life to lead me where I belong. Life holds surprises I don't know, but life opens doors when all the doors seem closed and I'm down and out. Somewhere, someone opens the door. God closes the ones I don't really need, but I didn't know just then. And then suddenly life opens a door. Life opens a door for sure.
Got some more phrases coming in. I like this one. Becoming a better you.
Coming a better you. What else we got?
Having strength.
What else we got?
Finding courage.
What else?
Blessings in disguise.
What else?
You are loved. Freedom. Jet plane.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. Okay, we won't do that one. Let's see.
Everything we've ever wanted was outside of our comfort zone.
Let's see where they're going to take us here. Keep saying those phrases, Elena. They're going to take us somewhere.
Sending love and healing. Opportunity and kindness.
What about the angels? What was there about angels or...
We had angelic. Let's see here. My life belongs to me. Moving through the world with intention. The more, the merrier.
We are not alone. Walk with me right now. Open up your life and let someone in. We are not alone. Angels are with us. We can live with one another. The more the merrier. Your life may make you see people differently now. Open up and let the world know how strong and courageous you are. Everything you are makes us know we're breathing. There are no rights and wrongs. Just be strong. The angels hold your hands and lead you through your life. never alone. Invite someone into your life. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. We are one together. The more the merrier. There we go. We got a few of those words all thrown into one.
That was pretty cool. I like how you're just like, there you go. Like, very matter-of-factly, like, there's a song. And then the next one, there you go.
We're just asking the angels to give us your answers through music right now. It's no different than when I'm giving you your questions and answers, when I'm scribbling or using my cards. It's the same thing. Let's throw me a question about life or a person that we can interpret with music. If it's a real long question, it may be a little hard for me to grasp, but let's do that.
I actually have one from Sade. She said she's been seeing angel numbers lately and how she can get information on how to decode them.
Well, that question is really best answered in a recognizing the patterns. What were you thinking when what you were doing when you saw the numbers, what you thought, what was going on around it before and after. And then, of course, there's some really good, reliable angel number books. Doreen Virtue has one, but also Kyle Gray, I think his name is. He has an angel number book. It's out. We do sell it at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. He's got a really good angel number book. So check and see, notice what you're thinking, what you're doing, and then use that book as a point of reference. So pay attention to what's going on before and after you see the numbers, and that will give you a little more insight into that. So what else do we have?
Let's see here. Ruth Fiera was asking about a man. She said she started a pretty good relationship with this man. His age is 61. Do you see this as an everlasting relationship?
Do I have a birthday for her?
4/11/57.
Okay. Do we have one for him?
No, just that his age is 61.
Okay. We're going to write you a love song. Name is Ruth, yes? Okay. Something about you makes me feel. Something about you seems so real. I've been waiting for love. Something about this makes me feel. Something about this makes me open my heart. So let me know how you feel, my love, my love, my love. Let me know that it's real. I hope I get to sing that at your wedding, honey. That would be cool. I might have just wrote your wedding song.
Now you gotta learn it again.
I know, I have to learn it again because I don't know a blessed word I said. Don't ask me to repeat it. What else do we have here, Helena?
Let us go to... Oh my goodness. Now I gotta reread these too because we gotta get songs in here.
Get me a word, a phrase, whatever you got.
Ooh,
Because then we're going to want to do a healing for everybody too.
yes. I actually saved some phrases. Night into day.
Mm-hmm.
Peaceful ecstasy.
Ooh, that sounds crazy. Okay. I had a peaceful, easy feeling. I just might as well let the Eagles sing for me. I won't let you down. What else you got?
I wrote inner illumination.
Inner illumination. Okay. What else? Inner illumination. Okay.
Fulfillment.
Keep them going.
After
Get something.
after all that's said and done,
After all that's said and done.
fate favors the bold, and the love is within.
Illuminate my soul. Let me know that I am one. Illuminate my mind. Let me know that I am who I am. Illuminate my heart. Let me feel love. Let me know that love is here. Illuminate my heart and let me be alright, and let me know the feeling of everyone in the universe. Illuminate my life. What else we got?
The deeper you go within, the more your light will shine.
I like that one. Everyone ready to do some healing?
Yes.
We're going to all take a nice breath. How's everyone doing in the feed? Everyone's here? Say, I am illuminating my life. We're going to be into illumination. We're going to be into life and light. And we're going to just open you up to a healing right now. So everyone take a nice breath. And for those of you who know how to play piano, I do not, so forgive me. It's just the angels. Man, dear God, me now and open up my heart. I release my fear now. Angels, open up my heart and let me know. Let me know. And I am everything that is one with the universe. I am. I am. Say it with me. I am a being of light. Say I am. I am a being of love. I am peace. I am light. I am beauty in the universe, the birds that sing in harmony. I am, I am, I am, I am. Say it with me. Go ahead. I am light. I am peace. I am beauty. I am free. I am precious. I am one. I am that I am. Remember, everyone, no matter what goes on in the world, fear has no place here. You are a divine child of God, and heal from within. When you are whole and healed within, nothing can latch into you, nothing can disrupt you, nothing can take you off your path. You are protected. The angels surround you. Archangel Michael is with you. All of your guards, our ancestors who've paved the way, they're holding the space for us, and they love us. Be well, be safe. Continue to follow us here on our Sunday Fundays. Meet me on Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. I so appreciate all of you. We're praying for you. We are in this together. Thank you for your questions, your participation. Allow the healing to take place within your life. We've put it in motion right here. Open your hearts. Release the pain. You don't walk this path alone, and we are never alone. Thank you. Good night. God bless you. And I am SarahSpiritual.
Shine.